Hello everybody, I am Fumincho, and today we're going to be talking about Made in Abyss Season 2, Episode 6, The Luring. So between the direction, the animation, the voice acting, the imagery, and the writing, I think this might be the best episode of Made in Abyss yet. I was absolutely floored by this week's episode. I was left breathless by its end, and God, it was just so good, man. It was just so good. This might even be one of my favorite anime episodes of the year, to be honest with you. I, again, was just left totally just in awe of everything that happened in this episode. The luring, let's start with that, how they have to lure in a beast because they can't leave the village. They have to lure it in and then claim value. It's very much like Monster Hunter, right? Like, we're just fighting this beast. We're just here to get its parts and to earn this village more value. We're fighting for this village, but it's a fight that we've welcomed in a way. And I find that super interesting and really, really cool. But this beast is a little bit too much for them. Rico notices that pretty much right away, like, dude, they're getting slaughtered. Like, they're getting wrecked here. There's no way they're gonna be able to defeat this dude. Some of the coolest and biggest hollows come out of their caves. One of them is like a new member of the Three Sages or something. He's got this like big sword lance thing. And there's just like a straight up kaiju battle that happens, man. Like, just a straight up kaiju battle, and I'm just blown away how well they captured the scale there. I feel like that's something that doesn't happen in a lot of anime, just a little pop-up kaiju battle. It was incredibly well done. I absolutely loved it. And you see that even his sword and even this giant hollow isn't quite enough for the weird purple ooze. And he gets his life sucked away, and he's getting wrecked, and Rico has to come up with a plan, and I love this stuff. Again, we're talking about Monster Hunter here. Coming up with this idea to, like, set these traps, let's shoot up a signal. The only complaint I have about this entire episode is I wish that there was more. I wish that I got more of the planning stage. I wish I got more of the communication between her and the Hollows and what exactly is going to happen and how exactly they're going to take down this giant beast. But regardless, riding on Majikaja like a motorcycle, dude. I think they even do the Akira slide for a second when it like goes over that railing or whatever. Like, come on, dude. That was the coolest shit I've seen in a long time. I'll just say that. It was so awesome. I liked how Majikaja's voice actually changed too when he was in this form. He was like more serious, like, yeah, let's go, I'm ready. Like, dude. Excuse my fanboying here. Excuse my just overall. I'm not joking. I ended the episode. I had to like breathe for a bit. I'm like, holy shit, that was so good. I was just really blown away by that scene. And then we get towards the end of this episode. I know I'm just kind of all over the place right now, but using Prushka, you know, using the whistle, the instrument. Oh gosh, even like the conception of Prushka, like back at the shop or whatever. The workshop where he pulls out the shelf and everything. This guy's disgusting, right? There's some dialogue that he says towards the end when Rico walks out of the workshop, and I'm like, wait, hang on, what is this guy doing? What's going on here? But she uses Prushka for the first time, and it looks awesome too. And basically, Reg comes in Ultra Instinct, like, just save the day. Like, he just appears kind of out of nowhere, and he has like white armor now. His eyes are a little brighter. This is like another transformation that we have not seen. There was a transformation in the movie, and I was kind of blown away. Like, that's kind of like the demon Reg, right? That's like the nine-tailed fox Reg. And then this Reg is more like a sage mode Reg. He kind of has that presence. Excuse my Naruto comparisons here. Fucking awesome, dude. So cool. From a design standpoint, so cool. And just from the action, and like, he was ready to go, dude. He was gonna tear that beast up. But, it was already kind of defeated at that point. The beast was able to, like, split off and kind of, it was a multitude, an amalgamation of, like, all these little creatures that are now gonna be looking for a queen. Love that stuff. I love how we take out this giant beast, and it's like, oh, here's some information about it. You know, it's like, no, that wasn't just some disgusting monster. There's there's stuff to learn about this creature, you know, and that's so Made in Abyss, you know, that's something that makes this series so special. It's like, now it's time to learn about it. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about how this creature is structured, and it's lighter than air. Like, Riko's planning really, really worked, and it made sense, and everything just kind of came together in this episode so well. Especially the Prushka whistle, especially the white whistle. Like, I just felt like that was a big turning point into the series, you know, going back all the way since the movie. You know, we were waiting for that moment. That's such a huge moment in this series, and you could just tell right away, like, this is important. We will see this again. This is going to be a huge asset to Team Riko, I think. So I want to talk about actually the beginning of the episode before I finish up here. I love how Riko is really, she's willing to make that sacrifice, you know, in talking to Baloth. Like, she's willing to sacrifice her legs. Like, oh, I guess Red can just carry me, or, you know, maybe I can convince him into just taking one eye, or, you know, I don't think I could live without my innards. Like, what am I going to do? She's really considering, like, weighing her options here, and she's really about to make that call. But Majikaja steps in and says no, and literally grabs her, like, no, 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 no. This will be your journey's end if you make this deal. Like, you will not be able to live if you make this deal. And I really, man, I love that. Majikaja in this episode, to me, is the best he's been. He's really come out of his shell, and it has really become a character in itself. You know, he's not just this walking encyclopedia that just kind of gives the audience, you know, its exposition. He really stepped into his character shoes and became an important voice for Riko in that moment. And obviously, you know, riding Majikaja through the marketplace, that also helps for sure. But that moment to me was very powerful and just really important for that character. And even Inochi's like, no, this is my place. I think Inochi is kind of swooned into this, like, fantasy with Midi. Like, Midi's here, I'm here. This is like almost like an afterlife. And they actually mentioned that, I believe, in the previous episode, that this is where your journey ends, essentially. And I felt emotional there. I really did. I like that. I don't know, it feels like the entire village is rooting for Riko now. Is like, and just the fact that she took down the beast and everything, like, everyone is kind of willing to. And Masan, dude, oh my god, Masan was about to sacrifice its life for Riko. Masan was straight up going to sacrifice its life for Riko. That moment, I'm not joking, tears started swelling up in my eyes. I was like, not ready. I was like, no way. That was such a, there's this camaraderie happening in this arc now, where, like, the village kind of loves Riko. At least that's kind of my knowledge. You know, there's obviously going to be some slime balls within the village, but, like, Mugi, the shopkeeper, or the bar owner, I should say, Majikaja, of course, there's Hueco. We've been slowly collecting and building a party of, like, people that kind of care about this journey and care about Riko. Do they have ulterior motives? Possibly. Most definitely. I'm sure some of them do. I still don't know fully what's going on. I feel like we're getting that episode soon. I think Hueco's about to, like, here's the story. Like, here's everything you need to know about Faputa. Here's everything you need to know about Baloth. This is what's happening. And this is why it's happened. I really hope that is, like, next episode, to be honest. I really want to understand Faputa. I really want to understand. I'm ready for answers now. You know, after this episode, I feel like it was a turning point in the series. I think we're kind of approaching a climax in a way. We're getting into, like, the final turn of the series, you know, the last act. And, man, holy shit, I just love this episode. I don't really have much else to say. I think this was the first time I've just been thoroughly blown away by an episode. This entire season is might be better than the first season. I really, really love this show. I really, really love this episode. I am so impressed in terms of direction and animation. Oh my god, when the music was swelling up. And I need to watch this episode again. Like, I should have just clicked play again. When the music was swelling up on that scene where they captured the beast and the net went down and everything, and all of the villagers were charging forward. Powerful. Oh my goodness, dude. Just so good. Absolutely awesome. Please comment below and give me your thoughts on this week's episode of Made in Abyss. What did you think of this scene? Is there a lot more planning in the manga? I'm curious if we're kind of skipping around a little bit. I think it worked with the pacing. I'm glad it kind of kept this like electric sort of pacing, like let's go, we're doing this, we're fighting the beasts, we're riding Mashikaja. Like I kind of like that pacing there where we don't see that like, oh, by the way, I can transform into like a weird motorbike form, like that's a thing that I can do. Like there's no details on that, it just kind of happens. Is that something that I feel like the manga would kind of allude to those things a little bit better maybe, or it might, you know, that could be a whole chapter of just setting up these traps and setting up this fight and setting up these relations with the other hollows and what exactly they're going to do. We're going to drop the net and you guys are going to charge forward, or Waco, you're going to use the flare or whatever. I'm sure I imagine that there's more in the manga, but I'm just curious if you have the answers. Let me know in the comments below. No spoilers, of course. I'm just really curious about that specific moment. And to everyone else, like, what do you think of this episode, and what did you think of just that fight, man? Of the kaiju battle, and like I was just blown away. I can't believe I never would have thought that we would have gotten a kaiju battle in this series. But comment below and give me your thoughts. Thank you so very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for commenting and liking and all that stuff. It means a ton to me. And yeah, as always, party on.